hands, wave your hands, wave your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go. My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us, they betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the world. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not to corrupt. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not corrupt ever.
Isaac, what happened to this man?
Am I good now?
I can barely hear you, but you're good.
So you can hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, wonderful. You know, I'm trying to be like a little quiet. I'm out here at the Congressional Black Congress event, the whole weekend, the foundation weekend, you know. And the message this term is about advancing our purpose, you know, elevating our power. So, you know, they always come up with these nice cliche phrases, but they're still trying, they're still making an effort, they're trying to make something happen for Black people in the US, increase Black purpose, Black power. So we gotta respect that. We gotta try to be a part of that. Well, how are you today?
Me, I'm good, man. I'm headed to Miami right now. I am headed to Miami. You want to see? You want to see my Miami camera, man? We
Let me see your
we
Miami camera.
we in Miami, dog. Hold on. Let me see.
Let me see
Let me do
your
this.
flavor of Miami. I will share mine in a second.
Miami. Let me see. Okay, check this out. Miami cam. Here we go. You see it?
Oh my God, your Miami is bad. But I don't see no mud. You need mud for your
Well, no,
Miami,
no, no,
man.
no,
Come
no.
on.
That's American Miami now. That's American Miami, dog. That's what we're
I
talking
hear
about.
you. I hear you.
Yes.
I gotta come
So
visit you sometime when
that's it.
your weather is nicer, so I can chill in our pool. We have a show right by the pool.
Yes, sir. You see, my Miami waterfall is running right now. Okay. So we just gotta enjoy Miami, my man.
No doubt about it. No doubt.
No zinger here, no zingers.
Oh,
You see?
no, but seriously, you saw so many memes. The guy woke up Sunday morning. He said, "Welcome to Miami." He just threw a bunch
Mm-hmm.
of zinc houses, rusted zinc houses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
You
Okay.
see, when we
You
finish
know,
from here, we're going over there to the Miami barbecue.
but George, you kill me. Oh.
These
Hey,
guys,
folks,
man,
folks, you're not
are
listening to George.
jokers.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. But he's
You see,
right though.
we got golf course and all in Miami. Look, let me go inside, man.
But thank you for that laugh. Yeah, George was very entertaining. Folks, how you doing today? As you know, this is Reimagine, Restart, Rebuild Liberia. This is what we should be about. We know the situation of our country is nowhere near that of Miami. We got a lot of work to do to get to that level, but we have the potential to get to that level. So um, it's just about us working. Angasi Opa Dualu. What's up, bro? It's all good. Franklin Dunn, how you doing, man? All those. Yumantro Kringa. I gotta meet this person, or whoever this person is, I gotta meet them. This person is a ubiquitous presence. I don't know whether it's a male or a female, because on their profile I see a picture of a man and a woman. But Yumantro, I think if it comes to who has supported us the most, I think that's Yumantro. That person has consistently um, watched us and is there with us. We appreciate that. Similar with all of you, but for some reason I like the name Human Troll. I don't know um, what's the origin. It's probably Basa Human Troll. So I don't know, but the Kringa name, um, that's my people. Orlando Kringa, Cheryl Kringa, that my family people there from childhood. So okay, Human Troll. Thank you, female. So the Kringa name is a familiar name to me. Well, folks, today waiting for George, but the focus will be to discuss some of the things, like the song, our intro song by Takunje. Shout out to Takunje. I mean, your music it is revolutionary. We appreciate that. Um, yeah, George, I was just telling them what today's topic would be. We'll start off with um, the whole
Yeah,
situation with the.
I keep trying to figure out what the context was for this man saying Monrovia is like Miami.
I got a whole encyclopedia from a physician who was in my inbox trying
Hmm.
to explain to me the context. Supposedly, because Ambassador Weah is doing all this road connectivity in Liberia, and he's trying
Hmm.
to say before Liberia was muddy, today Liberia is all paved. I guess I still need to see where the all pavement is. Um, and so that's the connection you're making in terms of the road connectivity and all of that. But it still doesn't resonate with me. So, I don't know why some of these people that you know I see as rational people sometimes, and I could be very wrong, like just how I was wrong about, who Ambassador Weah would be if he ever became president. Um, see some of these nonsense or stupid utterances and just try to find some kind of silver lining to defend it, to justify it, to give it reasoning. I just don't know how to do it. It is amazing. It's amazing, how people, are into this. And some of them are not benefiting at all. It's not because they benefit, it just, I
But
guess they just
most
want
of
to be
them
loved
are, even
about it.
the benefits that they get are so,
So
meager.
trivial. Yeah, meager.
Right.
It's not at the level that you'll be like putting yourself on the line and defending wrong and defending stupidity for. So it's just a mystery. But let's just look at, what he said. And I know something that touched you was the 67% of Liberians are vaccinated.
Right.
So fully vaccinated. And I don't
Hmm.
know what a lot of people's definition of fully vaccinated is, but for
Well, so
most people,
fully vaccinated is this, right? You have you have the one dose vaccines and you
right,
have the
and the two
multi-dose
dose,
vaccines.
right.
Okay. You're not fully vaccinated with the 2-dose vaccine until you've gotten both doses. Okay. That's just how it works. I'm on my
Right.
5th booster right now. I'm just taking my 5th booster last week for the
Wow.
bivariant, for the bivariant. Okay. So going into the
The
winter.
two
But
dose.
yes, but at the end of the day, that information is disprovably, is easy to disprove.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Because
So,
we don't make our own vaccines, right? People
right,
give us vaccines. And when they give us
right.
vaccines, they document it. They say it. This consignment
Fine.
is coming, this quantity is coming.
So according to the information from the Ministry of Health, Liberia got, I think, something like 3 million doses. But I didn't see them break it down with regards to how many were 2-dose vaccines and how many were single-dose vaccines.
Right.
However, as of April 1st, 2022, Liberia had only vaccinated about 1 million people. Okay. So according to the economist Sam Jackson from London School of Economics, you have to add that there. He said that from August to September, now to reach that 67, right, you had to get to at least 3.2 million people. So he
Right.
said from April to September 1st, Liberia reached that number. And so I had to explain to him that it would mean that every day Liberia was vaccinating 13,500 people,
Yeah, because
13,500 people every day from April 1st to September 1st. And I'm saying you can't possibly have that kind of campaign in Liberia without people noticing.
but it's not even feasible for you to vaccinate 13,500 people daily. It's
A
not just the
day.
logistics alone in Liberia.
Right, in
It's
Liberia.
impossible.
So the story is not true. You know?
And it brings me to question somebody like Sam Jackson. Why is he groveling, you know, at this stage and coming out? I don't know what reputation he still has, but just putting stuff on the line and lying for this administration. What is the benefit? $500, 1,000, 5,000. I mean, this is somebody who I've had substantive discussions with on Liberia. Somebody who, as much as people, um, you know, criticize him and say stuff, sometimes he offers some poignant ideas, focus on how we can do things better. But it just seems
Right,
like
but
he,
even
he, he
Sam
evolved.
knows. Even Sam
No, but
knows.
the math is simple. He knows.
The math is very simple, and Sam knows that Liberia is for the most part, a place that's substantially lacking when it comes to data. So the government is known to make up data. When Sam was doing his own research for his program, he complained that there was a lack of data.
We talk about that all the time. You cannot do
Okay.
any serious regression analysis on Liberia today because the data is just not there. We don't
The
collect
data's not there, and the data
Exactly.
that is presented by the government is not trustworthy. They just make stuff up. But there's a specific danger in the government claiming that they've been able to vaccinate 67% of the people. Because what that indicates is that, one, they have the capacity and the logistics to do this.
Exactly.
Okay? And so they don't have a need for any more capacity and logistics. So when they now go, when they now go to beg for resources, somebody says, but you told us you were able to vaccinate 2 million people. You were able to vaccinate 2 million people in 6 months.
I mean, what do they achieve by putting lies in public statements of President Weah that can be verified?
And things that can be easily verified. You don't lie
Very
about
easily.
stuff that people can verify. It is not possible to have a campaign of 2 million people. Okay, it's not possible to have a campaign that vaccinates 2 million people in 6 months and nobody in Liberia notices that this is going on.
And especially for a government that likes attention, right? If they bring anything positive, they'll try to bring the maximum amount of light to that particular
So are you
situation.
vaccinating 13,000 people a day? Are you vaccinating 500 people a day in Senegal? Are you doing 300 in Banga? You know, you would let us know. Okay,
So
but people would notice it. It doesn't show up in any news report that, hey, you know, there was a large crowd at so and so place. Because here's the thing about the logistics. Every person who is vaccinated is supposed to wait 20 minutes after their vaccination to make sure they don't have an adverse reaction.
Exactly.
Okay, so if you vaccinate 300 people in a matter of an hour, I mean, but how is that even possible? Because these are not vaccinations. You remember when we were kids and they used to vaccinate us, they had a vaccine gun?
Yep.
Right. These are things where you have to literally draw up the individual doses and inject them into people's arms. So the logistics are just not there.
But just the setup alone.
You know, and so
You got some issues there? You don't finish your
no,
thought?
I'm calling. I sent Sam Jackson. I told him to come so I can destroy him small.
We'll touch on some other issues as well.
Right. So, I mean, if you look at the logistics that each person is required to wait. Okay. So even if you vaccinate, I mean, for us here in America, the vaccines are 20 minutes apart. And where we go. So even if you are vaccinating 10 people an hour, they would still have to wait. And it's not possible to do it at the scale he's talking about without having a crowd form. But there have been no news reports of people gathering anywhere.
I mean, you know, I really don't know where people were actually taking vaccines in Liberia, where they said.
Isaac, if 150 people gathered at a location in Nimba, it would be reported.
Yes.
Okay? If 150 people gathered at a location in Vonjima, it would be reported. In Robertsport, it would be reported because in Liberia, the 150 people is a crowd.
It is.
It's a crowd. So even if you said it was spread evenly among the 15 counties, you're still talking about nearly 1,000 people being vaccinated in each county every day. Your mic is off.
What other portions of his speech caught your attention?
You know, that was that for me when I listen to these guys speak, Isaac. I just listen to the numbers that they put out and say, are these numbers verifiable? And they are not. So that was my basic focus. That the
Yeah.
president of Liberia stood up before the world and he lied about the Liberian governments, not just that they had done it, but he indicated that they had the ability to do it.
Yeah.
And when you say that, you shortchange yourself, even in the eyes of the donors.
You do, because then they assume, oh, if you can do this, then X, Y, Z.
Right.
And we know we can do some of those things. So we can listen to that. But then when he talks about the level of peace, the no political prisoner, and some of the other stuff that he spoke about, I mean, you can't say when you have arrested some people, you have brutalized some people, then you talk about a clean human rights record. You know, it just makes no sense. We just hope that somebody in President Weah's camp can start to feature the truth. Because
well, you know, at the end of the day, the people around Mr. Weah, my issue with them is they are not sufficiently sophisticated to understand the long-term implications of what he says. Okay, so
most
they
of them
put him
know.
out there.
Yeah, go ahead.
They put him out there, and he makes these statements, and the statements sound glorious until you have examined them further. So you know, when he talks about no political prisoners, yes, maybe you don't have people who are your political opponents in jail, but you just are coming off a 6 or 7 month campaign to take the number one political contender and charge him with forgery. And what is significant is the Solicitor General who was making the charge has been accused by the Minister of Justice, directly of forgery and fraud. So what I want to find out is, you know, in the government, the Minister of Justice is the one minister who does not take directives from the president. And he is not supposed to by law. So my question is, what is the Minister of Justice waiting for to charge the Solicitor General with forgery and fraud?
I think the minister has been neutered, George. Seriously, have you seen anything of substance come from the minister? I mean, even from the beginning of the exchange between he and Cephas.
So Gus, you said his partners accused him, but the government intervened. The only intervention that Cephas would have made was on behalf of the government. Cephas is the Solicitor General, which makes him the chief prosecutor. It was not, if it was a civil matter, the government would not have intervened. So there's a difference. So if now you're telling me that his partners accused him, then that was a civil matter, but the government intervened and charged him. So I will wait for your explanation, Gus.
And you know why I applaud the fact that they have started some kind of disadvantaged youth project. But look at what he says. Since 2019 all the way to 2021, we have seen no impact from it. But then this year they launched supposedly a $13 million fund drive. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the level of commitments are towards that, but how can you make that sound like it's an accomplishment that you asking for money to rehabilitate youth when this should have been one of your primary targets along the way? You know, so I don't understand.
Sam Jackson said he's around here somewhere.
Around where?
He's
He's
on.
a guest. Oh, okay.
Yes, Sam, you on?
Sam, you on, right?
Yes, I'm here, guys.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I'm on, but I'm here.
Well, no, I told the people that I was dragging you because when I challenged the government's position that they had vaccinated 67% of the population, you told me that that was not true. Now, the public reporting said that Liberia had received 900,000 vaccines. The Ministry of Health and other records show that they received 3 million vaccines. As of April 1st, 2022, the government had only vaccinated 1 million people. In order to get to 67%, they would have needed to vaccinate another 2.2 million people up to the time we got to the United Nations. My point is, statistically, Sam, it is not possible that the government of Liberia was able to vaccinate 13,500 people every day, 7 days a week, from April 1st to September 1st. And you know that that's a fact. So, so I want you to address the fact that the government of Liberia is now claiming that from April 1st to September 1st, they vaccinated 2.2 million people when there's no evidence of it in Liberia.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. Well,
Did
first
you
of all,
hear-
George, I mean, first of all, I haven't seen you for a while. Thank me. I'm glad to see you. Okay, and I mean, this is an ambush, but I mean, you know, I'm not a coward. I'm not a
But this is not a topic that we haven't discussed.
Let me finish, guys. I'm sitting here in my little apartment in Liberia, and I'm minding my own business. And this guy was like several things since he's dragging me. You know, he wants to engage me in combat on some medium to prove how much he knows, how he's a great intellectual thing. I mean, he wants to. I mean, so I'm just going to talk to you the way I'll talk to you as a friend. I'm not going to try to make you. First of all, I mean, this is on Facebook. I mean, I don't care. Hold on a second. I'm gonna finish. Okay. Let's just be clear.
Hold on, Sam, you're right. Hold up. Just to give you context, we are live. There are people watching. If you don't feel comfortable being here, that's fine. But George is the one who pinged you, and then
that's fine.
I'll let you in. So okay.
So no, but listen to me. Look.
All right.
I think people need to understand the origin of the argument. You know, and you know, I'm a financial economist and an urban economist, and I deal with data. I don't talk trash. You know, anything that I say has to come from data. Okay, and I'm not a health statistician. Okay, but the president made a speech and he said 67% of people have been vaccinated, right? So. Yeah. George's immediate visual reaction was that only 1 billion vaccines came to Liberia. That was his first thing. And then he says, oh, and I can show you other screenshots. He says, oh, you went to the London School of Economics. You can't even count. 1 billion vaccines came. You got 5 million people, and the claim is to 7%. You know, that's how he was attacking me, right? Okay, so I called Dr. Kate at the Liberia, you know, at Enfield, and works for the Ministry of Health. Right. So he sent me a document that showed that 7 million doses of vaccine went to Liberia. 3 million
specifically million. No, not almost. Sam, you need to be exact.
George, I didn't come prepared. I'm just giving.
Okay, the difference between 3 million and almost 4 million is 900,000.
Exactly.
First of all,
Yeah,
let's
man.
just clear. Listen, George, you said there was only 1 million vaccines that came in.
Okay.
And you said there's a 5 million population. And I went to LSE, they didn't teach me mathematics there. That's what you said. So I wanted to find out from the established authority where this figure was coming from, right? So I called Dr. Carter. And Dr. Carter for me is the national authority, works for the Ministry of Health, and it works for NFL. So I called him, and he sent me a documentation that showed that more than 1 billion vaccines came in. So right there, George was automatically wrong. But hold on a second, now, right? So that was the argument, okay? So George, I didn't say 4 million vaccines came in or 3 million. The National Health Institute of Liberia said that. As a scholar, I only quote national authorities. Now, you may have an issue with the integrity or the veracity of the number of doses, but that's what I know. And the president
Okay,
said,
so Sam,
hold on a second now. So then I went on the WHO website, the WHO database website, and as of September 4th, the vaccination rate was almost like 56 to 60%. And I sent that to George. Then the next thing he says is that, whose data is not credible. So, you know the thing.
That's not what I said, Sam. No, that is not what I said.
Let me finish.
No. I won't let you finish because you don't need to misstate what I said.
No, okay. Say what you said. Okay.
What I said was that the WHO gets its data from the government of Liberia, whose data is not credible. The government of Liberia's data is not credible.
Okay.
That's what they're given by the government. Fine.
Okay. So you said that. Okay. Now, George, I don't know how much research you've done and how much published reports that you've done. We don't question national authorities when they put out data, unless we have a competing set of data that is evaluated by a panel of experts, and they can say that this data is incorrect. But this data is on the WHO website.
Okay, Sam, let me tell you again what my position is. He froze, right?
Yeah, but go ahead. We've got people listening. What are you listening?
Let me tell you what my position is. I accept that the government of Liberia received 3 million plus vaccines. Also, as of April 1st, 2022, the government of Liberia had only vaccinated 900 and something thousand people. I sent you that information. So what the government of Liberia expects us to believe, that from April 1st, 2022, May, June, July, August, September, August, that's 5 months, right? Because from April 1st to September, that's 150 days.
But coming to my billing.
Okay, we're talking about 150 days. So I don't need other data to disprove what they said. They said that they had vaccinated at least 2.2 million people. In 150 days.
Yeah. Okay, let me just apologize. I'm ordering my food from like a Uber Eats here in Monrovia.
Oh well, man, move from here, man.
I tell you, and the guy's calling me, and I'm using my phone hotspot, so it interrupted. But the people have to know that. I don't want
to fine.
I'm running away.
So did you hear what I just said, Sam?
Oh, but hold on, let me finish. I was talking. Okay, I was talking. So basically, George, I don't have an issue with you when you talk about the veracity of when you question the veracity of the data. But I'm saying to you, I don't have anything else to compare that with, or any authority that has debunked those figures. So I accept those figures as is.
But what George is saying is the simple math, given the time that the they said like April 1st or before April 1st, they had done 900,000 plus people, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay,
from April 1st,
Abba. First of all, contrary to what George says, I know math, okay? And
I
I'm
know
not
you
going
know
to
math.
sit. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and try to argue with you in terms of the number of vaccinations that took place when they made an announcement on people vaccinated, and it was and the time may be too short. I can't argue that. That's how you feel.
No,
Okay,
it's not feeling. No, Sam,
no,
it's
but
not
I'm
feeling.
saying, but you can't.
Sam,
You
if
can't.
if
All
the
you can do.
documented,
But listen to me.
number
No, it's
of
not documented.
vaccinations.
What is documented is the number of vaccinations. What is not
No,
documented
the
is
actual vaccinations are April 1st.
yes, agree. Actual
Okay.
vaccinations. So
Yeah.
you guys are trying to contradict the national authority, which is the Ministry of Health or the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, NPHIL. I don't have the authority to do that. You can do that all you want.
Sam. So at the different times that you have discounted and dismissed data from the National Bank of Liberia, the Central Bank of Liberia, and other authorities, right?
Yeah.
What gave you the authority at those times to discount
Because
that data?
because I have a
of your
degree in banking.
experience,
Because I have a degree in banking.
No, that
I have a
Okay,
degree in banking.
Sam,
I have a degree in banking.
Sam.
hold
I have a
on,
degree
hold
in
on.
banking. And I
Sam,
work in a
hold
bank.
on.
No, Sam,
You know what I got a degree in?
Hold on, George.
Yeah.
But degree
So I
by
have a degree
itself
in
does not
banking.
give you.
Listen to me now.
Sam, listen. No, you listen, Sam. Hold up. Because you have a degree in banking, it does not constitute the authority. You got to look at the actual numbers and the variety of numbers to argue against.
Sam, you know what I know?
Is that I'm not a health statistician.
This has nothing to do with being a health statistician. You are being dishonest. No. I'm not going to let you finish because you've monopolized the conversation. Sam, you are going to wait and listen to what I have to say. You are going to wait and listen to what I have to say. Okay, now you let me talk. I've given you a whole bunch of time to talk. Okay, you don't have what you're doing, Sam, is you are being dishonest and you are being disingenuous by throwing around this nonsense about being a health statistician. Okay, now go collect your kobo.
Is it my phone account? I'm like, brought my phone like bread. We're making progress in that brother. We bought my food. You see?
Okay,
man, thank you for
feeding our papaya.
George,
thank you for Thank you for feeding our papaya. Let him give you a good tip.
Let you get a good tip. No. On a real note, I mean,
no. But here's the thing, okay, Isaac. Let me make this case to Sam. All right, and let me make the case to the rest of the people. All right. So you saying, "Oh, I'm not a statistician." We see you, my man. Collect your $5, yeah. Sam making the case saying, "Oh, I'm not a statistician." This is not about. No, but Sam, can I finish? You've dominated the conversation.
Sam, you got to let George finish his point.
Right. I'm not a statistician. This is not about statistics. This is about simple multiplication and division. If you say on April, hold on, Sam, let me finish. Please. If we accept on April 1st, they had vaccinated 1 million people. And then at September 1st, they say by that time they had reached 67% of the population. That leaves a number of almost 3.5 million people. So now you're saying from April 1st to September 1st, you had reached 3.5, you minus 1 million, you're saying in 150 days, you vaccinated 2.5 million people. Now, what I am saying is, given the logistics of Liberia, it is not possible to vaccinate 14,000 people every single day for 150 days without there being any record of it. Okay? You can dispute that you don't need to be a statistician to accept that.
I think that's clear. But
okay,
Sam,
great.
You can.
Okay, great. So
go to the next point.
No, not to the next point. It's not clear. Let me just say to him.
Okay.
Let me see. When you
Sam, what evidence have you seen in Liberia of vaccinations and you've been there?
George. You see,
Sam, you're freezing. Oh.
That's the cool book out of him, man.
that's why I say if you know them.
Damn, Sam, the
I'm
network
back. Okay.
is bad.
Okay, great. No, not network is bad. It's people trying to. Are you using my hotspot? Okay, listen to me.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm trying to say to you is that, George, when the president says 67% of the population, I thought you would be asking about, is this the adult population? That's the question to ask.
No, you know why? No. Because Sam, listen, I run medical practice, okay? And all ages are approved for the population. All ages are approved for the vaccine.
Sam,
you actually
7% of the population.
Sam, don't try to switch the discussion.
George, do you understand? Well, let me ask you a question. 67% of the population. What do you take that to be?
Let me answer. Let me answer. But you asked me a question and you don't want me to answer?
No, I'm not finished yet. There's a part B and C to my question.
Okay,
let me answer part A first.
No. I want to give it to you. I want to give you straight because I want the audience to understand the mistakes that you're making. Number one, when the president says 67% of the population, I think a health statistician would have known that he would be asking, is this the adult population? Because you know that not all parts of the population are eligible to receive this.
And that is not true. That's not true.
That's
okay.
Wrong.
So babies 1 year old will receive the vaccine.
Children under 5 are eligible.
Okay, great. Great, fantastic. Okay, now I don't have any evidence from what George is saying that the Ministry of Health and the National Health Authorities in Liberia decided that they would vaccinate the entire population from day-old infants.
But it's same. It's simple for you to understand that they should not have population in the speech. They should have said vaccination eligible population.
But listen to me. But listen to me. As an economist and as a data-driven person, I'm asking these questions, right? But that's the kind of question that if I were in opposition, that's the kind of question I would be asking. I'll be trying to find out from the president whether he meant
stop. But you're not getting any response.
You have to ask this question, whether it is 67% of the population includes all living beings in the Republic of Liberia. I don't know that. I can surmise it doesn't include day-old infants because I'm not a health statistician. But if you have somebody who understood biomedicine sitting here and defending the government, they will be able to tell you how the rollout is and what would be the composition of the population that the president was talking about. So I don't know that. So George, I would not be like you, a knee-jerk critic, just come out and say it's impossible. I would be asking questions. What I'm doing is,
but Sam, so what are you, a knee-jerk sycophant to just come and just support that statement blinded?
No, but I did not say I believe the figures. I just said these are the figures. I did not say
justify the figures.
All right.
I cannot justify the figures.
Sam, you asked me a question, right? You asked me a question. Sam, you asked me a question. Let me answer the question now. Okay?
Okay. Right.
All right. For the sake of this argument, I would grant you that the population he was talking about was everybody over 18. Do you know what the population of Liberians over 18 is? Is 2.78 million. That's the population of Liberians over 18. Okay? So if you take 67% of those people, where do you end up?
George, tell me the figure. I can add up and do
1.9, about 1.9 million.
Right.
67 is 1.9 million.
Okay. So the government of Liberia is still saying that in 5 months, In 5 months, they were able to vaccinate 900,000 people.
And that means nearly 6,000 people a day.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Okay. I like
Which
the
is
fact.
not realistic still.
Okay, great. Those are your opinions. I can accept your opinions. No, we're on a second now, guys.
All right.
Okay, this is our opinions based upon running the numbers the way you know how. And knowing the composition and complexity.
Okay, somebody here says, somebody on here says children under 12 are not taking it. Okay, but I granted you 18. Okay, so we're still at 6,000 people every day.
Great. Okay, so George, you see, we're having a civilized conversation now instead of the conversation we're having when you were cursing me and.
But those were the same numbers I was giving to you.
But hold on a second, George. Your visual instinct was to say,
Sam, stop it, man. Let's deal with the issue at hand.
I am dealing with the issue, but we have to know the background and the context, right?
I mean, no Sam always bringing extraneous things, so you gotta understand.
That's right. You're wasting my time.
I mean, people look. I mean, I'm saying
Sam, you're wasting my time. My swimming pool getting cold. Let's go.
Listen to me, Bob. I sitting down here. I order my mama dry rest. Okay, I about to eat it. The man texting me quick. Because he won't argue with somebody like Sam Jackson for the government side and be Sam Jackson and show the same.
Okay, Sam, because I understand the protocols of delivering the vaccines. Okay, I know that it takes 20 minutes to give one shot. 20 minutes. Okay,
my man,
because
when you get into all of that,
when you take the vaccine, when you take the vaccine, so what you're saying is 6,000 people, even if I grant you, it's only the population over 18. You're still talking about 6,000 vaccinations a day, Sam.
Okay, great.
So listen, we're not going to solve this problem because you want a health statistician.
No, I don't. I already have one.
George,
let me tell you, I already have one.
Even
let me
if
tell
we
you
go
something,
with
guys.
this guy who says it's 12, we're assuming a population of maybe 120,000 kids.
Listen to me now.
So that 1,440,000, right?
Okay, George.
You take that away from 5 million, you're still getting nearly like 3.6 million people.
Okay,
and that would be like 11,000 people they got to do a day.
Okay, hold on a second, guys.
It's not mathematically possible. I don't care what
hold on a second. Guess what? Let me tell you who I agree with the figures. How you guys are arguing over.
Okay.
The USAID is one of the implementing partners of this program. So they have something like they're monitoring the program, USAID. You can check it out.
Okay.
Okay. Then the CDC, Center for Disease Control.
But hold on. You said they agree. Where did they agree with this? You said they monitor. Where did they agree with the numbers you spouting?
Okay, those numbers I'm spouting came from a team of those experts. The Liberian numbers came from a team of those experts, where USAID saw them, the CDC saw them, and Debbie.
Yeah, they saw the numbers, but they saw the numbers, Sam. There's no evidence. Listen.
WHO accepted these numbers.
Yes, Sam, they accept a lot of stuff from Liberia.
Let me finish. WHO didn't just accept the final figure of 67%. If you look at the WHO dashboard, it's incremental and it's progressive. So if there was an anomaly with those numbers.
You know what else is an anomaly?
Let me finish that. Give me a chance, George. I believe if there were anomalies with those numbers, as you guys are claiming, I don't think you guys are smarter than CDC, USAID.
Sam, you know what else is an anomaly? I tell you what else is an anomaly. If you look at the vaccination rates in the West African sub-region, Liberia exceeds every other country by a lot.
Liberia is the fourth best in Africa.
Yes, and you believe that shit.
Yes, but that's what they said. That's what the figures show.
Get up from my TV, man. Yeah. Look, move the man from here. Come talk nonsense on here. Get up from here.
But that's what the figures show.
Liberia has the fourth best of anything anywhere in the world.
In Africa, yes, on this one they do. Just like we have the highest life expectancy in the Mana River Union, George. believe
There are three
that.
Sam, there are 3 countries in the Mana River Union.
No, there
That's
are
like
four.
me saying,
There are
Sam,
four.
that's like me saying
Four countries.
I was third in my class and there were 4 people in it.
No, but we're in the Mana River Union that you
Okay,
can laugh all you
Sam.
want,
No,
but we have a
because Sam,
higher life
what you're
expectancy
doing here
than
is you're
Cote d'Ivoire.
Sam, what you're doing here is you're committing deception. If there are
But it's
4
up to
people,
you. I mean, you can
Sam, if there are 4 people in a class and I say I was among the top 3 in my class,
okay.
That can be factually correct. But there were only 4 people in the class.
George, it's clear that you don't understand statistics because we are comparing like, and the like is that they're all countries.
You're only comparing it for 4 countries, Sam.
They're all low-income countries, and they're within a specific region, a geographical region. Okay, and that region has about 50 million people. That is a good set and a subset. Okay, and if we have the highest life expectancy in the Mana River Union, that to me is kudos to the government. I mean,
Sam,
the government wins on this one hands down.
Sam, you also
George,
believe that Liberia has
George.
the fourth highest vaccination rate in Africa.
Yes,
in
Liberia
Africa.
does. Yes.
There are 50 countries in Africa.
54.
At least 54.
54. Yeah.
And Liberia.
Yeah.
Liberia with trash everywhere.
Yeah.
In Miami.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In Miami.
So okay, all right, guys.
Get over it. And George, before I go, here is another statistic I want you to ponder, guys, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, I bring the phone here. Let me say hello to get from my TV, man.
Just let me hold on a second. On September 8, 2022, the Human Development Report came out. 90% of all countries on the planet experience a decline in human development, HDI. And this is, you go check this out, guys. Anybody out there, okay? Liberia was in the 10% of countries which HDI inched up by is very modest. Very modest.
No, Sam, stop your nonsense. That's not modest. That 0.01 from 0.38.
No, that 0.3 is 0.480.
Okay,
yeah,
so let me explain this.
0.01.
Yes, it is modest. I didn't say significant.
No, but
I said it's modest.
No, but Sam, let me explain this.
90% of countries,
Okay.
90% of countries decline.
Okay, Isaac, y'all hold up. Okay, so let me explain this. No, I beg you. Let me explain this for the people who are there. Okay, if you have a tank, okay, this is very simple. If you have a tank and you have 1 gallon of water in that tank, if you add 0.1 gallon of water to that tank, you would have increased the volume in the tank by 10%. You understand? So, because Liberia's HDI was so low to begin with, any increase will be significant.
But George, let me make it simple.
That's just the fact.
George, you're being too technical. Liberia was at what, 176, right, Sam?
About 177 out of 189 countries, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That 0.1%, what level did it take them to? It's left them right down in the same position. So Sam, what we're saying,
the one about 3 or 4 countries, but that's okay. So we don't have to argue that.
No, they did not. They did not move up.
Okay.
They kept the same position.
Okay, we disagree, but let's just argue this point quickly. Then I go eat my food. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I gotta go.
In human progress and human development, a 0.001 means a certain number of lives were improved. It's not a bucket of water, George. It's not a tank. It's not like your pool back there.
No. It's not
Okay, so if 0.001,
stop
if there were 1,000 questions, let me finish now.
Sam, stop
the
your misrepresentation.
Yeah, go all over the place.
You talking crap, Sam. I can't let you talk crap.
I'm not talking crap. I tell you, George talking about water in the tank, and I'm talking about
Sam. My point is that because the number was so low, the number was so
Okay,
low,
guys.
any
Look, I
improvement
love
will be
substantial.
substantial.
I beg you, man.
Yeah,
Look,
go,
I can
man.
understand you.
I
I can
love you
understand you
guys.
trying to make the case for these people. But Sam, you
Yeah.
can't fool people with the numbers.
Okay, no
Now when
problem.
people
But
who
listen,
understand them are on the
I
line.
Let a man go,
can't
man.
do that.
there's a number of people who watching you who have an understanding of what I'm trying to say. Y'all can disagree with me all you want. I held my own. I didn't buckle on the
Sam.
I didn't have from
Sam.
y'all. You know, I came and I said what I had to say.
Sam, nobody
You
trying
guys-
to no, Sam, nobody trying to suppress you for you to buckle. No, but it's our obligation as
Okay.
people who
No, but
got
that's
some
fine.
level of
Look,
intellect to
this is the
inform people
democracy I
about it.
fought
Sam,
for. This is
if I ask
democracy.
you, Sam,
This
listen,
is
listen,
the
Sam,
democracy I
Sam, hold
fought
on
for
one
and went to
second.
jail
Sam,
for. That's fine. That's
Sam,
fine. That's
Sam,
fine.
You were in
coming
jail
here
for
with
2
your
weeks, man.
self-glorification. You were in jail for
Yeah,
2 weeks. Stop
okay.
your nonsense, man. That's my problem with you. You like
Okay.
this to exalt yourself. In this
You were
particular
in jail for
myth,
2
you're
weeks.
not
Jail for the
exalted.
democracy. That's
Sam,
the
in
For
this
2
truth.
particular
weeks.
myth, you are not exalted.
Okay,
Sam,
my
listen.
guy. I see
Sam,
you later.
listen. What you need to do to help the government of Liberia is to go to the different dimensions that make up the index that is the MDI and find out exactly where that increment is that is impacting this from 0.380 to 0.381 or 0.480 to 0.481, whatever you want to say. But you will find it's infinitesimal. It's not important. It's not significant.
listen,
But
Okay, so Sam, before you
thank you for
leave,
listening.
no, before you leave, let me read this to you, okay? According to the UNDP, Liberia has shown a slight improvement in the HDI.
Yes.
The country's, let me finish, Sam. The country's HDI in 2021 was 0.481 compared to 0.480 in 2020.
Okay.
However, when inequality of human development across the country is factored in, Liberia's HDI drops to 0.330. Liberia remains low in the low HDI category, being ranked 178 out of 179 countries and territories on a 1 point improvement over the previous ranking.
So,
1
so let me
point,
explain
Sam.
that as the economist, okay? So all people can understand it. What George just read is something called the inequality adjusted HDI. You have the raw HDI, then you have the inequality adjusted HDI, right? Which is a technical way to show real progress, right? So no one will argue with you that Liberia is not a low income country, not a low human progress country.
But that demonstrated that there's no progress.
Let me finish. But the HDI will went up by 0.001%, 0.001. And those were number of lives. Now, the granularity of that data, if they will hire people at my level or others in my class to do it for them, it costs money. You think I'm gonna go sit down? Let me finish.
You're diverting. You are diverting.
I'm not diverting.
From the real point. Yes, you are.
No, I'm saying.
Why
What George said,
you
say I'm gonna go help the government. You said I'm gonna go help the government. I'm gonna
Okay,
go
Sam.
The government now.
Sam. Okay, no. So listen now. Listen, I'm looking at the report. You know what else it says? It says in 2021, Liberia's average years of schooling were 5.1, while the expected years of schooling were 10.4. So hold on. What this Sam? What this 0.0 Sam? What this 0.01 means? That they added 0.3 years to the expected years of schooling. So we've gone now from 5.1 to 5.4 years of schooling. You haven't even increased the years of schooling by one.
Not even a semester. Not even about a semester.
Not even one semester.
Hold on a second. Wait, guys. What you all need to understand is this. You had a government with 17 billion.
Before you go, they are Otaka Kahu begin. Please teach him how to write proper English before he come on our platform. I won't embarrass him. The nonsense he's writing is not relevant. I don't know who he is, but he's talking about packet and spelling a P-A-C-K-E-T and bullet. Look.
He's talking to you or talking to me. I can't see nothing. I don't know.
Okay. I will ignore him. Go ahead.
Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say to you is that Liberia is a very low human. Liberia, I mean, in the bottom, I think like the number 3 or 4.
That's my point. That's my point.
Finish.
If you
But
know that low,
but listen to me.
You know about marginal increments, something that is marginal, that is not even relevant. Don't count it.
No, I think it's statistically significant.
It's not statistically significant, Sam. What are you talking about?
It is statistically significant. Absolutely. So let me finish. We can disagree on that. But here is what we must come to a conclusion on before I leave here. It's very clear that the amount of progress that you would like to see in Liberia, you're not seeing it. I'm not seeing it either.
Okay.
I'm not.
Yes,
am I disappointed with some stuff? Absolutely. But for political reasons, I'm not going to see a small modicum of progress and try to deny that progress because it suits my political narrative. I would never do that.
No, Sam. Nobody is denying that the number went up 0.001. Nobody is denying that.
Yeah,
all I'm saying to you, it doesn't represent progress. It's an increase in the numerical value. But if you break down the different categories that make up the index, and when you see that it's not significant, the number of human beings you're talking about, I wish we actually quantify the number of human beings that apply to that.
Let me tell your audience something quick, okay? Look, I love you guys.
You see my taco, Sam?
Yeah. Ava and I had our issues, and I'm very pleased to be back with Ava to talk, okay? But let me tell you something, my people. These are my 2 very good friends. I love them. I admire them. Don't mind us. We do this. We've been doing this for more than 20 years from Africa Online, and we disagree. I mean, you think I'm happy like I'm a Pollyanna sitting down here in Monrovia with my luxury life and think everything is fine in Liberia? I don't think so. I don't even. You saw how I went after the weird government when I was on the other side. But I found out that the opposition is hapless. They're emotional. A lot of the stuff that's talked about is anecdotal. They don't have people at a certain level who will do the real work to publish the figures like I wanted us to do when I was in the opposition.
Sam, you are completely wrong. When opposition were you ever into publish figures? No, you're trying to denigrate a whole group of people who intellectual capacity sometimes you don't even reach. It's wrong for you to do that, Sam.
And I accept that. I'm not the smartest person in the world. So,
you definitely not.
Okay,
so don't try to
go right. Okay,
those people or individuals in the opposition that they don't understand certain things.
You can't contradict
you don't even have any data. If I go to we can, because based on the calculation, we can. If the president talks about women empowerment,
write an article.
I don't have to write an article saying I'm on this platform saying there are numerous.
No, but you can't be on the platform saying get somebody who's an authority. Get somebody who's an authority to make those arguments on your behalf.
Sam, no. What you call somebody with authority? We don't have to force.
Yeah, because you're not an authority. I'm not an authority. I'm quoting my authority. You're not quoting any authority.
Sam, your authority is the central bank that you denounce. But Sam, let me clarify something for you.
And you say
no, but Sam, let me clarify something for you.
And you're quoting yourself. I'm not going to give my food. I love you guys, man. See you guys later.
Sam, you say you had issues. I just want to clarify to you that whole issue thing. It was because I did not know what that word meant. If I knew what that word meant, I would never have written it. So my sincerest apology to you, and I will show you the text exchange I had with the person who sent that information to me.
You said what?
The reason why you blocked me, I'm just trying to tell you that it was not intentional. It was not from me. It was from somebody, and I did not know the meaning of the word I was used in there. I had no idea what it was.
Okay, so I will unblock you, and I will see you.
What was the word, Isaac? Because I know the meaning of every word. I know the meaning of every word. What was the word? Just bring the word.
I won't say it yet, George. I won't say it. Now that
guys. I love you guys. See you later.
Take care.
Peace. All right, see you, Sam.
All right, George. So on a serious note, Sam will be Sam, and Sam's role is to represent this government.
But that's always, let me tell you what is so enterprising about Sam. Sam always comes to a government when the government is under duress. And his job is to try to polish their image. He did the same thing with Charles Taylor. He did the same thing with Charles Taylor. You got to understand that governments under duress pay money for anybody who will shill for them. That's when they will pay the most money.
And that's what he does. He's shilling for
That's
them.
what he does. And you know, you got to respect the man hustle now.
Right,
Okay.
because when at the beginning, when they were okay and he was giving them positive ideas, they rejected him totally.
Right.
But when they needed somebody who can talk all the nonsense for them, they embraced him. You know,
You got to find, you
but
got to,
Jimmy-
you, and you know, they got that
Jimmy,
show called Better Call Saul. I want that Better Call Sam.
Look, Jimmy, even when the income increases, if the income does not increase to the level of increasing the standard of living of people, it does not impact poverty. Because if somebody making $150 a month, that can barely suffice for them to support their family. If you get another $25, $175, it's still not adequate. Poverty has not reduced at all. So we can't just assume and just tie any kind of marginal increase in income to reduction in poverty. It doesn't work like that. That's the point Sam is trying to make on that 0.001 increase in the Human Development Index. Is irrelevant to the Liberian population. It makes no impact on people. It's simply maybe 10 or 15 persons here in the specific case making a difference for that number. It is not applied to the overall population. So we can't just sit here and accept the kind of like marginal increases mean significant increases to the Liberian population. No, it's not. Yeah. But George, I'm at this CBC, man.
CBC, okay.
Check out the foundation.
All right, I'm going back to Miami.
Go and enjoy yourself, folks. We want to thank you again for this.
Later.
For, being involved and listening. We always appreciate you when you come on. We always appreciate your contributions, and maybe we can make an effort to have other voices represented in these discussions, so they can be a little bit more lively. Because to a large extent, even though George and I do argue, we agree on some fundamental things, and maybe we need other people with other insight to be coming on so we can kind of expand the discussions. Stella, I like that, yeah. But you can't fault the man. He's an economist. His job is to make money. So where there's an opportunity, he utilize the opportunity. Okay. Yeah, but again, a 10% increase. You're talking about average income across the country, or 10% increase. Okay. Yes, that can impact, but not just an increase. Like you mentioned earlier, you say if the average income increase, so the average income increased by $1, then what? By $10, then what? What is it? Our average, I think, per GNI, gross national income per capita, is probably like $612. But does that $612 spread across everybody? No, it doesn't mean everybody in the country is making $612. So we got to understand when that number increases, suppose because our population is kind of small, there can be distortions. So if there's like some kind of serious influx of revenue or income for the top 10, 15, 20% of the people in Liberia, those high earners or whatever, it doesn't impact the people at the bottom. So an increase in GNI is not necessarily a reduction in poverty. So we got to look at those nuances, Jimmy. I understand where you're coming from, but we still got to discuss them at a higher level and really dig down into the data to be specific about who's being impacted and who's not. But I want to say thank you. I'm about to roll out. I got this event to go to. Y'all can check it out. People going down the hall. I'm about to go to one of these Black intelligentsia talks, and hopefully, Bill, you'll come back. But we got some consistent viewers who appreciate what we do, and we'll keep doing it because our whole thing is how do we reimagine Liberia? What do we want it to be? How can we restart that whole process, and how can we rebuild Liberia? Because we got a lot of work to do, and we can't be superficial. We can't be lying about it. We got to be real. When things are happening, we appreciate that. We want to highlight it, when things are not happening, we want to highlight those and provide suggestions and recommendations on how to write things, how things should be. I don't know about poverty being unbreakable. If we had an economy that had churn, that create opportunities for people, poverty can be broken. So I don't think it's unbreakable. It's just about the leadership and how much we put into making a difference for our people. All right. So folks, yeah, thank you. We'll be talking about next Wednesday, but I will be on Friday. Hopefully, probably from the same location, because Friday a lot of different activities will be coming, and there will be a greater focus on Africa on Friday. I will try to see if I can bring that portion to you live when the policy focus is on Africa. I will try to remember to bring my camera stand and my phone stand, and no, don't stop, man. This Liberia is Miami team. The people going crazy with it. They really cracking on to we are for it, but hey, that was Prezo. Somebody said they don't want to call him Prezo. Half of them imagine that he's president. But at any point in time, when you look at the list of Liberian president, Joe, we are will be there. It's just that his accomplishments as president and his activities as president has kind of deteriorated the presidency. And for him to be able to regain that level of respect, I doubt he has the ability to do it. So we're in a bind. But if the people of Liberia got sense, they will try to vote right and vote Joshua out and get somebody in there who can do the job for us. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.